So we're back with Sons of Grimnir. We are doing the review for the Crystal Palace Man United game, which sadly finished 0-0. Very poor performance. I will get into more detail later on in the video. If you can do me a favour, the introduction just before this was Rogue Energy. I do have a discount code. I am being sponsored by them at the moment. It is SONS, S-O-N-S, 10. If you can put that into the website, all products get 10% off. It is a really good product. I've got it myself, and I'm waiting for the next batch to come to me now. But I'll show you in the next couple of videos what it's like. But if you can jump on, have a look, see if it suits you. Now to the video. So sadly, it is going to start off with a few negatives. I don't think I can do much more than start off on negatives really after that performance. First of all, I think we'll start with Fred. Fred is not Man United quality. Let's just say that. His passing's shit. Fair enough, I'll hand it to him. He runs round. He works hard. He tackles very, very, very badly. He passes very, 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 very badly. What does he bring? What does he bring? Tell me what he brings to Man United. He's just not talented. He's just not a talented footballer. We are the only team in the world, Man United, can bring in a sensational Brazilian from Shakhtar in a big Fred. He's just so far out of his depth. It's quite embarrassing, really, to be honest with you. He's passing, he's tackling, he's heading, he's shooting. Don't even get me started on his shooting. I think he's scored one goal since he's been at us. It's embarrassing. It literally is embarrassing how bad he is. From Fred, we'll go to Maguire. I don't want to go into too much detail because I am doing ratings after this, so I'll go individually and sort of talk through each player and the rating. So Maguire, heading, passing, leadership, all poor. He was passing out of play, he was keeping people on side when everyone else had stepped up. Fair enough, he does have to be the last man and everyone goes on him. He keeps the line. Didn't do it, obviously, because his leadership's shit. As I said, it's a brief overview. Rashford tells him to fuck off and he's a knobhead. So that's your club captain getting told that, which is mint. Bai, just as rash and poor as he normally is. He's probably our best defender, which is worrying. But he goes into things head first, literally, sometimes. And he's just really erratic. And I don't trust him, I'll be honest. Shaw, I'll get on to Shaw when I do the ratings. Cavani, Rashford, the same. I'll get onto the more detail when I go into the ratings. But this is a mid-table team that we're against in Crystal Palace, who are actually currently right on the luck to even be that high up. It's a really poor team that had loads of injuries. Zaha didn't even play. Fair enough, they didn't offer anything going forward, but Wilfried Zaha didn't play, and Benteke is up front. I mean, if he causes you issues, which he did in some parts, it's embarrassing. You've got to be overall really upset with the performance. It was poor, it was lacklustre, it was under par. Frustrating thing is, it wasn't even like a nearly game. It wasn't close cut chances. It wasn't Chris passing on the edge of the box, whistle just past the post, hit the bar, keeper made good saves. Well, no, I didn't get up my chair. I didn't get up my chair once. This chair, I sat here, watched that screen, and that screen to be fair, but watched that screen, and I just sat there. Just sat there and watched it, and I was like, what now? City at the weekend. No half chances, no clear cut chances, nothing. Absolutely nothing going forward. He brings on Martial 10 minutes to go. Literally the person in our club on the worst form. Brings on Dan James. He did alright, Dan James, but what's Dan James going to do? You know what I mean? Like, it's against the low block of Crystal Palace, what is Dan James going to do? I'm not blaming Dan James by all means. Like, Rashford was worse, put it that way, but anyway, what we'll do is we'll go through the ratings. I'll name the player, go through what I think, what my opinion is of each one in a minute. So starting with the player ratings. The player ratings, obviously we'll go from goalkeeper through the team. Dean Henderson is first. Speculative shots from outside the area from Palace didn't really sort of create anything or didn't have any clear-cut chances. Really poor quality game, but Henderson was the one who stood out. He didn't do anything wrong, came out, commanded his area. Thought he'd done alright, to be fair. I thought he was probably our man of the match, I'd have said, because literally nothing happened. Nothing happened, so I'd probably said Dean Henderson was man of the match. Did everything, dealt with everything. Yeah, I thought he played really well. There's an argument that he's going to take over David De Gea. Personally, I don't think yet. I think be careful what you wish for. We have seen many goalkeepers thrive for Man United in the high pressure environment, but a lot of people crumble. It's a hard job playing goalkeeper for Man United. You've got a lot to live up to. So I think be careful what you wish for. David De Gea saved us for 3-4 seasons now. Don't just throw him under the bus. I think that's really harsh. Don't throw him under the bus. He's been an excellent servant for us. Keep the faith with him. Like I know I rant and rave, but I normally do the reviews straight after the match, so it is frustrating and I do vent a little bit. But keep the faith with David De Gea, I think. Dean Henderson, man of the match performance, can't argue with that. He is building up a case to start over him. But at the moment, I think David De Gea takes the biscuit. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, much more adventurous. It was against his old team. Irregular in the final third, he sort of overlapped really well. But again, on the ball, he's not great. His touch is not great. He hasn't got that finesse. He hasn't got the final product of, say, Trent. But let's be honest, who does? I'd say he needs to work on that side of his game. Tell me what you think, because I've been going on about Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Like, I think his final product's really bad, but surely you work on that in training. And I said so. You work on that in training. Like, that's the main part of our game now. We use our wing backs. Obviously, Shaw does that a little bit more now. I think it's something he's got to work on. I don't understand why he hasn't sort of improved in it. Anyway, Wan-Bissaka, I think a 6. I think that's what I'll give him, a 6. Didn't do anything wrong, didn't do anything great. About a 6 will do him just. Eric Bailly, I think he reinforced all the reasons why he's probably our best centre back. He's very erratic. He goes into things very rash. He doesn't really think about what he's doing. But I think he's the main partner for Harry Maguire. I think he probably betters Harry Maguire in a lot of things. Did next to nothing wrong today, but he is very erratic and your heart goes in your mouth a little bit when he's running around and going head first, literally into stuff. The edge of the box, the lad went to shoot. I can't remember who went to shoot. He went to shoot and he just sort of turned inside and went to open his body. And Eric Bailly just rushed out and just slid, like sent him for a hot dog. Like it's a bit bizarre he's defending, but it works. So he's got pace, he's got power, he's good in the air, so it works. He's probably better than Maguire, but yeah, overall I think Bailly got a 7, I'd have said. And now to Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire started really sloppily. At one point, Ed Woodward was literally smacking the seat, and you never see anything from him. And Ed Woodward's not a passionate man about football, let's be honest. He had little to contend with today, to be fair, because Palace didn't do anything. They're not good enough to do anything without Zaha, so he didn't have anything to do with Maguire, but he still was making mistakes. His passes were going away. He wasn't winning his aerial battles. Fair enough, it was against Benteke, but that's his bread and butter. That's what he needs to do. His passes were going away. He was keeping people on side, etc., etc. But overall, he didn't make a drastic mistake. A bit like Aaron Wan-Bissaka, didn't do a lot wrong. So I'd have said a 6. Luke Shaw. think he's gone backwards the last couple of weeks, I think. He gets into the final third so much, probably more than any other player, including the strikers. Like, it's ridiculous how high up he is now, how high his line is. But he offers very little when he gets there. And it's a bit bizarre to me. His final product, again, is so bad. Like him and Wan-Bissaka, you can't concentrate your wing-backs overlapping, give them the ball to get the ball in, and they can't cross. Look at the final product's shit. And I don't really understand it. He didn't offer a lot going forward today, but I understand that his form has been quite good and he's doing well this season. So, what can I give Shaw? I think it's probably a 6 again. I know it's a bit of a cop-out, but I think it's probably a 6. He just needs to work on his final product. And moving on to my best mate. Moving on to Fred. Oh, God. He made Man United tick with sort of sharp passing. He was much improved from the last couple of weeks, but he's still like... Oh, he's frustrating. He's so frustrating. He's tackling, he's passing, he's positioning. Same with Bailly. He's a bit rash. He jumps into tackles. I always use the example against Thiago Alcantara against Liverpool. A little shift of the ball from left to right, and he's gone. Like he's completely out of the game now, and we're struggling at the back. Like Fred needs to sort his life out. Really, really needs to sort his life out. He needs to stay back and work his arse off because he's just not good enough at the moment. He's just not good enough. I'm glad I'm doing it the morning after the match because last night I was absolutely fuming, so that's why I've waited until today so I can get a clear head and sort of talk about it rationally. Fred needs to sort his life out. He needs to sort the game that he's there to do out. He's there for working hard, ferocious, tenacity, getting his foot in and giving it to a ball player like Bruno. And he's not doing that at the moment. His passing is fucking dreadful. His shooting is awful. We need a 6 next season. We need a Sal Niguez, a Ruben Neves, Kante, off the Thomas Partey. I know he's obviously just gone to Arsenal, but we need that sort of player because at the moment we've got McSauce and we've got Fred doing one job. Where if we get a 6 in, a definite 6 who's going to play every game, who's going to stay fit, who's going to improve the first 11 most importantly, we can then play him, Pogba, Bruno, and what a midfield that is. We have missed Pogba by the way, but I will get onto that later on. We have missed Pogba. But Fred, overall, not good enough. I'd have said a 4 because I thought he was really, 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 really poor. So overall, a 4 I'm going to go with. So that is Fred. Matic is a weird one really because he did what he was there to do. Went close to getting the breakthrough with a deflected shot that was just tipped over by the Crystal Palace goalkeeper. He offers balance to the midfield. Fair enough, he's not as mobile anymore, but you know that when you play him. You can't expect him to tear ass around and get a foot in, and he's not that kind of player. He sits in front of the back four, he drops in when Shaw goes forward, he drops into left back, he covers that space really well. As I say, he's not quick, he's not mobile, but he does his job really well. I really like Matic. I was talking to my brother and he's not a massive fan of him. He says he gives the ball away a lot, but I think he offers so much in that defensive midfield. I think we need him 6 years ago, really. A 6 year ago, Matic would fit in superbly into our team. And it's quite annoying that we got him so late, but at the end of the day, he was at Chelsea in his prime and he was doing well, and Chelsea were doing well, so you can't really say that. But overall, Matic, thought he did really well. I thought, I'm going to give him a 7. Yeah, 7. Today, Mason Greenwood. This is going to be hard for me because I'm absolutely loving Mason Greenwood, but he was very greedy. He was very, very greedy, wasn't he? He kept them running down blind alleys. He kept the ball too long. He was bollocked from Bruno Fernandes for being too greedy. A bit better in the second half. He sort of come into his own a little bit in the second half and did a little bit better. But it needs to start. Our front three are working for themselves at the moment, including Bruno. So front four maybe. They're working for themselves at the moment, and that's why I think the goals have dried up a little bit. Because I think everyone wants to score. Everyone needs the headline. And I don't think that's the way to go at the moment. I think we need to come together as a team. I think we need a bit more cohesion. Cavani's included in that. I think everyone's out for himself, and it's not looking good for us at the moment. We need goals. Martial's having his worst season since he's been at us. Rashford is scoring, he is assisting, but his overall performances are fucking awful. Bruno Fernandes hasn't performed in about 2 months, so overall I don't think it's that great at the moment. But we'll move on to Bruno Fernandes. So Bruno Fernandes, I'm probably going to go with, he wasn't as effective as normal. He struggled to get in the game. I think he lost the ball more than any other person on the pitch. When Bruno Fernandes does struggle to get in the game, Man United struggle in general. He is obviously our focal point. He's our best player, so we need to get the ball into him as much as possible. But I think when Pogba doesn't play, I think most teams sort of man mark him out the game, because obviously he is our most effective player, most influential player. So if he struggles to get in the ball, if he struggles to find passes, if he's not on top form, then overall I think we struggle. I think he was trying. I think he was trying different things, and he's the position, he's the player that you do want to sort of take risks and see if you can find the final ball. Unfortunately, it didn't work for him. He started to get increasingly frustrated. He started to get a bit tired towards the end, and I think that sort of affected him towards the end. But overall, I think he was quite poor, to be fair. So I'll probably give Fernandes a 4, which pains me to say, but I'll probably give him a 4. So Marcus Rashford, he basically performed how he has been for the past sort of 3 months. Fortunately, he has got goals and assists in the last couple of weeks, but today last night even, was quite poor. I'm saying quite poor, he was shit. All he did was put his head down, run at defenders. He missed a really, really good chance in the first half, should have got it on target and missed to the left hand side. He's not as prolific and calm in front of goal as Martial is, or Cavani, but he is a left-sided striker, so you can kind of forgive him for it because he has got goals this season, but it is really poor. It's getting to the point where he's had 6, 7, maybe 8 games now where he's been really poor. His performances haven't been up to scratch. I don't think it's helped the fact that Bruno's been quite poor as well, but overall I think Marcus Rashford was probably our worst performer. And bearing in mind Bruno got a 4, it's not looking great for Rashford. I'm going to go with 3 because it's Rashford and I can't give him any more. So I'm going to go with a 3. And Edison Cavani finally. Edison Cavani is a weird one because his goal scoring record's absolutely incredible throughout his career. Never mind just at Man United. But he does miss a lot of chances. He does create a lot for himself, but he does miss a lot. So it's kind of double-edged sword really, because I thought he played well, but he did blaze it over when he did have a good chance to score, which you should expect him to at least hit the target. And he was taken off in the 80th minute for Martial, which I thought it was just a bit weird because Martial's like literally in the worst form of his life. He's the worst form in our front 5, and it was just a bit weird bringing him on in the last 10 minutes when we needed a goal, and he's been shit recently. It baffles me a little bit. I think Olives didn't get anything wrong. I don't think he got anything majorly wrong anyway, but it was a bit of an odd substitution. Bringing on Dan James was a good shout, but I thought bringing on Martial was a bit of a weird one for Cavani. Cavani has more chance to score that half chance. Martial has obviously dipped in form, he's low on confidence, so it's a bit of a weird one for me. Overall, Cavani didn't do that bad. He linked up the play quite well. His touch was good. He tried to bring others into play like Greenwood and Rashford, so I'm going to give Cavani a 5, I think. Overall, not a bad performance. So to summarise, to close off and to end, we're just going to go through the table quickly here. We are still second. I'm just looking on that screen, that's why I'm looking this way, by the way. Man City are, well, flying. I know, bad, not good. 65 points Man City are on, and we are second on 51, so we are miles behind. Leicester are currently on 50, a third, just a point behind us now after the draw last night. West Ham still doing well, still chugging along on 45, a fourth. Currently ahead of Chelsea. Chelsea are on 44. It's getting quite tight for those Champions League spots. Liverpool are 43, so they are catching up a little bit, and it's fucking hilarious the fact that they're still sixth because they're scum, as we all know. So looking at the league table, it doesn't look as bad as I'm making out, to be fair, but we are still second. We are still trying to catch City, which is probably not going to happen, but we can always hope. We have got them on Sunday at 4:30. So I will bring out a preview for that game, since it is a derby and it is, I was going to say it is scum, but everyone's scum apart from Man United, so that's besides the point. I'll bring out the preview. It'll probably be out on Saturday morning. Like, comment, subscribe to the video. Do very much appreciate you watching. See you in a bit.